Hi everyone, I'm John Vimalraj. Here I'm going to explain how to create a new project from the scratch using AI tools. Here I use the IDE Kiro. It's a flavor of VS Code. So here is my small requirement. I want to create a ERP system with one or two module uh, that's like a distributed system or microservice architecture with the AWS or a cloud platform. Front end with the React and backend no Lambda functions or computing using Node.js, and then simple database. I want to go with RDB, Aurora, MySQL. So I gave a instruction here. Now it started creating a requirement, and then it's saying, okay, so comprehensive requirement documents. So I have a requirement now. Then we'll go to the, see if you see the MD file, you have all the instruction for a requirement. Now we are going to the design part. So let's go to the design part. Uh, Here, so we have like, it's creating design on MD. So the project is small business ERP. I create a specs document. So in this specs folder, I can see all these design MD and requirement MD. The requirement, if I want to see that what's writing in a design, we can follow that. So the design interrupted, I'm asking to create design again. So checking the file, reading the file, since nothing is there in the design, it's editing now. So if I give a follow, it will follow the file. Okay, just quickly review the design document, overview, architecture. Okay, so all these. So this MD file, if you checked in and see it in a Jira, you can view in a different way. So here is the data model also it gave. So before going to implementation, I want to draw some diagram in Draw.io. So I'll just prompt it. Can you create this diagram Draw.io XML format? So I have a plugin in this installed Draw.io, so I can open it. Core design, content, technical specification, or comprehensive, ready to guide implementation. So you'll get all the instruction what need to be done. So this MD, where my diagram it's included, can be copied and pasted into exported as image and convert to. Uh, so I want second option. So just give me the draw waiver XML. Okay. So the draw it's creating the diagram. Entity relationship, CI/CD pipeline, and then driver tips. Okay. So we can use different. So I have a driver files, so we can open that. Here you go. I open my driver. Based on these instructions, you can create three different layer here. I'll say, okay, first layer is UI UX, and then API gateway, and then Lambda layer or microservice layer. So here it's saying user interface. So we are doing a React. Yeah. So user interface, so React application, React. Ah. There are a few ways to create design document. This is driver. You can draw client layer, API gateway, microservice layer, and then you can go further into database layer, data layer, and integration layer. So in integration layer, you may have a Kafka, SQS, and all that. Database layer, you have a RDS database. So here I want Aurora Postgres or Aurora MySQL. And this is integration where you can have a SQS and, and then pipeline, Kafka data pipeline. So we can see while drawing, you can select more shape, go to AWS and get proper one. So either you can draw like this or you can use the AWS icon to draw that design document. Okay, so that's for us. And also we can here this one auto-generated MD file for a design. If you go to preview, go here, preview, it will open in the side. So let me open in the main to view bigger size. Okay, so this one like design document with all this architecture diagram, and then tech stack. Yeah, tech stack. What technology goes in front and back end database and infrastructure, and then going to each module, user management service. What are the API possible APIs, and then schema, inventory, and then we have a CRM, order processing service, that schema, and financial management services, and then reporting services, integration services. So here you have a that relationship data model. So we have user management, users, and then we have a product, stock, order items, order items, the invoice, and then payment. So this is a whole ERP system, and there are error handling method in API gateway. We can set up all these non-error. Then we have a testing strategy. Okay, what are all we are covering in this? The last one is deployment pipeline. So what are these steps involved in this pipeline? Each step will run separately. As soon as code commit, it will trigger the unit test, build pipeline. The build, you'll have a unit test, integration test, and all others, and then build the package, and then build and test. And then second one is deployment, continuation. Okay, deploy to staging, performance test, deploy to production, and then pit test or a smoke test after deploying. So this is the design, high level design. Okay, let's go and start doing the implementation. So here already there is a prompt question I was asking. It go to the implementation steps. Okay, so let's start with the implementation. So it's thinking, it's finding out what to implement. I'll create a plan based on these requirements, and then we are creating a task, MD. So if you say follow, then we can see the progress of that file editing. In the meantime, I'll show the database architecture. So it's generating the implementation plan. First, infrastructure. We can use Terraform to set up all the infra, including S3 bucket as well as the RDS. The second task to create a database schema, create a database migration script for all the tenant, use all these tables, lower level policy, and then indexes. The third step, authentication one, and then fourth one, create tenant management, and then developing user management one by one. Based on the requirement, we'll start implementing one by one. Yeah. So API gateway, pipeline, all that. So let's go with the infrastructure. So it's better to go with the one by one step, or you can ask create everything. Then it will be hard for us to go and debug or manually if you need to change. So I would recommend go one by one task and prompt it and get it done. Okay, so let's go. Yes, so we'll finalize the task. If you need to update any task, you can update it. Ready to start building your ERP. Okay. See, the thing is, you might have seen low code, no code, all these concepts like Copilot. There are the Gen AI will help you to develop with the Copilot, which is like it will help you generate the boilerplate code, and it recommend and suggest in the chat. You can ask something that it will develop. So here it's fully autopilot. Even for a what do you say, terminal? Yeah, terminal. Where is the terminal view? Go open view. So this terminal, like it will all these commands it will create run it by itself. So we don't need to run. For example, it will create a Terraform for all these infrastructure and serverless file for all the API and API docs. Then it will apply the Terraform and then apply serverless and continue all the command lines. We don't need to give, that's why the autopilot is on. Okay, let's go to ready to start. Yes, we'll do one by one task, huh? By one task. So Okay, before this is the first one, AWS CDK project structure TypeScript. I already given in your AWS. I connected with my account, so you can connect to with the API keys, so security and access keys. All right, so now it started with the CDK start TypeScript. So here you go. The task one is completed. All the infrastructure as code IAC is done. There are many ways to do. Like you can go Terraform or CDK. It's a AWS Cloud Development Kit. So this Cloud Development Kit, for example, here Cognitive Database RDS for caching VPC. So all that it's configured here default. So the next step, it's ready to do the next step. So these are the files it's created part of this task one, and then infrastructure. It created a package.json and cdk.json and app.json for a front end. Okay. So this is all TypeScript. It will be compiled and create a JavaScript when we run npm build. So let's go to the next step. So still we are in the same context and session, so I don't need to give further information. So it will pick up from the next step is step 2 from the task list. So if you want to see the task list, you can see it here. All right, so I'm not doing any code change yet. Let me do all the step one by one, and then we'll build and see. Okay, the third step is to create a basic database thing. So it created an initial schema and then security script and also the indexes. So, and when you see there is one more folder created called database in the lib, where you have a base repository, CRUD operations will be there, and then there is a connection.ts and the migration runner to run the script, the initial script and others. So it's not enough. I'll add one more thing, like create a sample data under migration. So I'll ask, okay, create sample data for all the tables with the relation. Okay, so we'll see what it'll happen. I'm expecting one more script here with sample data, at least 2-3 records in each row, like product and other things. Yeah, exactly. So it's thinking like us, like a developer. So we just follow with that. Okay, here you go. As we requested, it created a sample data, and there is a detail for the MD also, like what the sample data it's creating, 3 tenant and 6 each users each, and then other things, products, some sample product, and then scenarios here. So all these created a sample data here. Once we run the script, migration script, then we can run a sample data as well. So then we can ready to go, like test right away after that. Okay, let's start task 3 again. Not again, the next step is task 3 from the task list. The task 3 is to build the authentication and authorization service. Similarly, I can see JWT utils. Okay, fast forward, this authentication is created. Middleware token and then different set of roles and permissions, and then session manager too. So we have a login, logout, token register, everything is created. Okay, let's move on to the next step, asking for a task 4. Task 4 is create tenant management system. So this tenant management system, it's like more than one customer to access